My name is Maureen Gertie Andrews. I'm a fifth grade teacher at MacArthur Elementary, and I've started being called the Snake Lady lately. Our third grade is studying reptiles, and we have snakes in our classroom that have been our class pets. Last May, we had a clutch of eggs, more than 20 eggs that were laid, and over the summer I incubated the eggs, and on July 21st, the very first snake started to come out of the egg, and we had 10 baby snakes hatch, and four of the 10 were albinos. Then 6 of them were the traditional color, and we've been visiting the third grade classes. Today we visited Miss Molner's third grade class. Now, why would I have a log? I thought we were going to look at snakes. Why would I have a log? Tell me your name then.
Sarah.
Sarah?
Tiara.
Tiara, thank you.
Because snakes like to be in the shade sometimes.
In the shade sometimes.
And I don't
Okay?
sleep.
You know a lot about this. So
And
this might be the shelter, the home for the snakes. Okay? But they're in a snake tank. But in the wild, in their natural habitat, out in nature, that's what we mean by natural. In nature, they might hide under a log. Okay? So they need a shelter, someplace that provides shade or shelter from predators. Okay? Now, this I'm going to have Miss Molnar take around, or Miss Henry, and you're right here, I'll have you take it around. Please be very gentle with this. These are the eggs that the baby snakes came out of, because many reptiles start out life as a egg. And these are the very eggs that were laid in a different snake tank, but I had to keep them warm and a little bit dark and very moist. And I incubated them all summer long, and after about 2.5 months, then the baby snakes started coming out. Okay, so I'm going to let Miss Henry bring that around, but be real gentle, because that's real important to my class. They saw those eggs being laid, and we scooped them out, and now I'm going to show you the baby snakes. A lot of people think that snakes are slimy or slippery, but they're not. They're very dry. Okay? Is it Mr. Wright?
Mr. Dixon.
Dixon, I had it wrong. If you could take this around, if you don't mind. This is one of the snake skins, okay? And you can touch it, but you need to follow Mr. Dixon's direction, okay? And you can see how fragile it is. And I'm going to start around with the baby snakes. I'll take one at a time, but they're very fragile.
You can move.
Okay? It's real tiny and fragile. See how small it is? It's not going to bite me, because I'm not the kind of food that it eats. Now, if you can, when I get close to you, you can see that the eyes are kind of cloudy gray. That tells me that this little baby has been growing. And the skin can only stretch so far, so it's going to need to shed its skin. And when it sheds, I'll bring a little skin back in here so you can see what it looks like. Okay? It's okay?
You can wash our hands.
And if you
wash our hands.
What might eat a snake?
A lizard. A lizard?
A human.
Human.
The eyes are cloudy. See how the eyes are cloudy?
Baby in the corner.
Raise your hand if you know of something else that might eat a snake.
Maybe another snake?
A larger snake, and that's why I have the babies separated from the adults, because they might not know that it's not food, and they go by movement and smell. Now this is a special one. This one does not have the same coloring. It's missing the pigment. This snake does not have the dark pigment, so it's called an albino. It doesn't have dark eyes. It just has different color to it. And it's called an albino. The other ones are going to turn orange as they get older. So through this year,
So that one's older than all?
through this year, I'll bring back the babies and you can see how they're getting their orange color. And they're going to look like the parents.
I lost germs on my hands like this.
Okay, now, I wouldn't have these at school and I wouldn't bring them home. My 3-year-old daughter holds these snakes. These ones are not dangerous. In Michigan, we have one kind of poisonous snake, but in the South, where, and actually in the Plains states, where Mrs. Hicks is from, they have lots of deadly snakes. In Michigan, there's only one you have to worry about, and these definitely are not them, or I wouldn't have them here.
What are they?
Okay? These ones are called corn snakes, and I'm going to bring the female around first because she's getting real dark and she's ready to shed soon. Okay?
I lost the germs off my hands. Can I touch it? Germs off my
Okay?
hands.
Now, do you see what she's doing with her tail? She's wrapping around. Raise your hand
don't
and
wanna
tell me
fall.
why she might be doing that. Emily, why might she be wrapping around my wrist like that?
Because she thinks you're a predator, maybe, or some food.
Okay, so if she wanted to eat me, which she's not going to because I'm not a rat, okay, even no matter what Miss Mulder says, okay, and look at how her eyes are gray, okay, now
Can I touch it? I lost.
she's wrapping one because that's how they capture their prey.
Can I touch it? I lost
So-
germs off my hands.
She's wrapping around because that's how they squeeze their prey. But it's also for support. Snakes are really good climbers. Snakes are really good climbers. Okay, see your blue eyes? This is the one that laid the eggs. Now, this next snake that I'm going to bring around is the male. He's bigger, and he's real gentle and calm. So if you would like to, just stroke his skin and feel how smooth and dry.
Wow.
You are welcome
Can I hold it?
to stroke his skin gently. Gently with one finger.
Can I please hold it?
One finger.
Okay?
Please hold
One
it.
finger is the rule.
One finger.
The one finger
Can you
rule.
stroke him? Feel how smooth and dry he is.
Can I hold it? What am I like?
Because apparently, good idea.
Sit down. Don't use any more of that stuff up. Sit down.
One finger. Wait your turn, Robert.
What do you notice that he's doing with his tongue? They're used to a little activity. They've been in elementary school for a few years. They're getting used to it. Okay?
Good chance. You work it.
Did I miss it?
Hopefully she can get a chance.
Okay.
She didn't get a chance to look at it.
You can bring it over here, huh? What's he doing, Jordy? He's smelling
Actually, I have
with
a
his
question too.
tongue.
Did you hear?
They don't have no smelling.
Yes. Smell.
It's the only bad one that we want that is in Michigan.
Did you want to touch?
What was it called? What's it called?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to leave you with that question because I know you've been doing research. And if you can find the research for what's the one native snake species that's poisonous, there's two different things. There's poisonous and there's venomous. So I'm going to be asking if snakes are poisonous or venomous. It's okay.
Soft and sticky.
How is it poisonous or not poisonous? What is it?
Well, what kind of a bird what would you have to be if you were going to be able to pick this up if you were a bird? What would you have to be, Ashley? An owl. And owls are, what size are owls?
gotta be big.
They're big, okay? He's kind of heavy, okay?
Put
He's
him
kind
on
of heavy,
the ground for a minute.
okay? So you have to be a pretty big bird. Now, the babies hatched in July. How many of you have birthdays in July? No July birthdays? That's wild. July. So they hatched in July. The eggs were laid. They came out of the female in May. How many of you have May birthdays? Nobody has a birthday in May? Just one? Okay, very interesting. Okay, so the babies are only a couple months old. All right, but the big snakes in October, they will be 3 years old. Can you believe that? They started out that little, and now if he'll cooperate, he's being awfully cuddly. You can see the bottom side there. Okay, I don't want to agitate him, but look at how, and that's not even stretched out. He's a good 1.5 meters long. 1.5 meters long, and he's only 3 years old. Okay?
3 years old.
3 years old. Now, we're almost out of time.